Welcome to Synod on Demand. My name is Ali Simons. Today, we look at social media at General Synod. We also hear from Kenneth Kieran, one of our international visitors.
It's not mission of the church, it's God's mission and the way in which the church can share in that mission. And what I was trying to do today was try to outline ways in which the Anglican communion as a whole is engaging in real and practical terms with the mission, God's mission in the world.
I wondered if he was going to speak at all about the tensions in the communion, because they're just foremost on our minds. They just are in our time. But he did add that in, and he linked it very smoothly, I thought.
No matter where you find yourself in the spectrum on this very difficult and sensitive and complex debate, no matter what your opinion is on the core issues, you will have experienced impact on and damage to the mission of the local church. We mustn't forget that. Mission is damaged when Christians disagree and fight.
Members passed several resolutions today. They returned to a resolution about governance, specifically membership at General Synod.
Currently, the guaranteed floor is one clergy and one lay member from every diocese. And this revised motion would in fact raise that guaranteed floor to 2 clergy and 2 lay members from every diocese. This would guarantee each diocese a minimum of 6 representatives in General Synod, including the Episcopal and youth members, instead of the current 4, which is the guaranteed minimum. Raising the minimum representation means that 60 of 110 members of the Order of Laity and of the Order of Clergy would be allocated to the dioceses equally, with the remaining 50 in each order being allocated on the basis of population.
The resolution currently states that population is determined by attendance at Easter Communion, but the whole resolution will be revisited in 2013 when it needs to go through a second reading, so there's opportunity for amendment. Now, you've been sending us your questions about a variety of things, and we received a question recently that asked, what is Jazz Vespers?
It's gentle and inviting for those for whom church is not always the most comfortable place, but those for whom music is really important. Sometimes it involves hymns being done in a jazz style. Sometimes it will involve a jazz combo playing by themselves or a featured instrument, perhaps. It can be wonderfully soothing and inviting, and has proven in some places, certainly a parish in my diocese and a couple in the Diocese of Toronto, to be a really popular way of reaching out to the community. It doesn't have a lot of shoulds or oughts to it. It's pretty open. And if you've got people around who like to make music or who really like to listen to jazz, and more people do, it's a wonderful way to involve people in a reflective, soft, gentle, beautiful kind of worship on a Sunday afternoon or a Sunday evening.
Twitter has been pretty amazing, actually. I'm really kind of seeing it as like a virtual galley group, in the sense that what's happening is that a lot of people on the floor of Synod are having conversations amongst each other about what's being talked about at Synod. They're not just talking about, where to go get a beer afterwards or if there's coffee or whatever. They're really talking in sometimes even more depth than what's being talked about on the floor about the issues that are in front of them.
If you tweet something with the hashtag sign, which is the number sign for those who don't speak hashtag, GS2010. Whatever you say goes into a Twitter feed for General Synod 2010, and you can follow the conversation that's happening not only with folks here, but folks across Canada and probably around the world who are following what's going on both through the live stream on the website and then following the Twitter feed as well for that extra conversation.
I'm not following everybody yet. I just started yesterday, but I'm having a lot of fun.
We assume that young people are the only people who are using social media. And in fact, the average Twitter user is in their 30s, and the largest growing demographic on Facebook is women over the age of 55. When they asked at General Synod who was on Facebook on the first day, I think 80 to 90% of the hands went up in the room. And the average Anglican who is here is not 30 years old.
I actually have been Facebooking during services and things to my several hundred Facebook friends, most of whom aren't religious, so they're getting a glimpse into that part of my life.
I think it's great. I know they had a comment there the other day that somebody was watching it, worldwide and following it, so it's great that people can be connected even if they can't physically be here.
And somehow this gives us an extra layer of insight into the conversation. And I think that's important because the things that get officially said at the microphone only tell part of the story.